And here we go. Number 9. Bananas are radioactive. Bananas. We all know them. Smoothie MVPs, high in potassium, great for leg cramps, and pretending you're a monkey. But here's the weird bit. They're also radioactive. Well, not exactly glow in the dark and melt your face radioactive, but more like, surprise, you're part of a science joke type of radioactive. Bananas contain potassium-40, which is a naturally occurring radioactive isotope. It gives off low levels of radiation. Like, you'd have to eat literal truckloads of bananas before your body starts glowing kind of low. So don't worry. Unless you're trying to break a world record or become a very weird superhero, you're probably fine. Scientists actually have a real thing called the banana equivalent dose. It's exactly what it sounds like. A unit of radiation based on the amount you get from a banana. Because apparently scientists got tired of talking in boring units like sieverts and said, screw it, we're going fruit-based. Here's an example. That flight you took across the country, roughly 1 banana of radiation, x-ray at the dentist, a couple hundred bananas. Oh, and get this, mass banana shipments sometimes set off radiation detectors at shipping ports. So yeah, bananas are technically tiny, portable radiation emitters. Nutritious, delicious, and potentially detectable by airport security. Next time someone gives you a weird look for microwaving your leftovers, lean in and ask, how many bananas have you had today, Karen? Number 8. The jellyfish that doesn't die. So there's this jellyfish. It's just out there floating around in the ocean, minding its own business. And unlike everything else that lives, breathes, and dies, it kind of doesn't. Meet Turritopsis dohrnii. This squishy little sea pancake has a cheat code that no other animal has. When it's injured, sick, or just having a rough day, it doesn't fight, it doesn't flee, it Uno reverses life itself. It literally turns back into a baby. Benjamin Button style. It's kind of like, oh, I stubbed my jelly toe. Time to go back to preschool mode. This process is called transdifferentiation, which sounds like something a wizard yells before vanishing into a puff of glitter. Basically, its cells transform into new types of cells. Kind of like if your adult body got food poisoning and your organs were like, okay guys, let's revert back to toddler mode. We are redoing this. The best part is, it can do it over and over and over again. No reset limit. Theoretically, it could do this forever, which is why it's nicknamed the immortal jellyfish. Now to be clear, it is not invincible. It can still get eaten, squished, or hit with a rogue flip-flop. But if left alone, it doesn't age. It just loops life like a broken DVD menu. Scientists are still trying to figure out exactly how the heck this works. Because if humans can do this, well, let's just say, the world would be full of awkward toddler versions of your boss trying to finish emails with their tiny hands, and nobody wants that. Number 7. Mushrooms can control insects like zombies. Picture this. You're walking through the forest, enjoying your day, maybe thinking about lunch or whatever, and then you see it. An ant, just chilling on a branch, not moving, suspiciously still, like it's contemplating life, taxes, and why it exists. But wait. Something's growing out of its head. And no, it's not dirt. It's a fungus. Specifically, a fungus with the most evil-sounding name ever. Ophiocordyceps. This thing doesn't just kill ants. No, that would be too normal. It puppeteers them. Here's how it works. Cordyceps spores land on the ant, and they go, hey, mind if I crash here? And the ant's body is like, sure. Bad call. The fungus invades the ant's system, slithers into its brain, and goes full invasion of the body snatchers. It forces the ant to climb up a plant, bite down on a leaf with a death grip, and then it stays still. Then, boom, mushroom eruption right out of the skull, like some cursed jack-in-the-box. And because that ant is strategically placed high up, the spores rain down on all the unlucky dudes below. Yeah, it's a biological carpet bomb, courtesy of nature. And it's not just ants. Cordyceps has a whole menu of bugs it can zombify. Scientists straight up call this zombie behavior, which sounds like a joke. But no, it's just terrifyingly literal. These mushrooms override a bug's brain and turn its body into a spore-spreading meat puppet. So yeah, next time someone's worried about movie zombies, just remind them, the real ones, they're already here, tiny, crawling, and weirdly into leaf hugging. Number 6. There's a lake that turns animals into stone. So picture this. In northern Tanzania, there's a lake that looks all calm, peaceful, and, dare I say it, picturesque. Welcome to Lake Natron, one of Earth's most hostile hangouts. This isn't your grandma's koi pond. The water here is so salty and alkaline it practically shouts, "No animals allowed." With a pH of 10.5 and temperatures hitting 60 degrees Celsius, this lake is basically a giant natural oven with a side of chemical burn. Now, for the worst part. Small birds and critters that accidentally dip into it get turned into permanent decor. Their bodies calcify, frozen in time, with eyes wide open and wings spread out. Photographer Nick Brandt even captured these creepy portraits on the shoreline, real creatures turned into nature's version of stone-cold art. Some hardy fish and microscopic microbes manage to survive in this toxic spa. But for most living things, Lake Natron is nature's way of saying, get out of here. So the next time you're planning a dip, just remember, some lakes are meant for swimming, and some are just really, really into turning animals into statues. Number 5. A planet that rains metal. 3,000 miles away from Earth, there's a planet called WASP-76b. It's about 640 light-years away. Here's the setup. This planet is tidally locked, which means one side always faces its star. So it's got one half stuck in a permanent scorching hell, and the other half just vibing in eternal darkness, like a cosmic goth. Dayside temperature? Over 2,400 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to vaporize metal. So what happens? Metal, like actual iron, turns into gas, floats around like it's on vacation, then drifts into the dark side and rains down as molten iron, because of course it does. Apparently Mother Nature looked at water and said, this right here? This is not hardcore enough. Let that sink in. The planet straight up rains liquid shrapnel. Meanwhile, we're over here complaining about humidity. Astronomers spotted this chaos using something called the Very Large Telescope. At first, scientists didn't even believe what they were seeing, but the chemical signatures matched. Bottom line, WASP-76b is basically sort of like a heavy metal album cover, but real. Number 4. Wombat poop is cube-shaped. Alright, most animals poop in the classic formats. Pellets, logs, splats if you're unlucky, but not the wombat. Nope, this Australian meatloaf of a marsupial drops cubes. Literal, six-sided, Minecraft-looking turds. Scientists looked at this and understandably went, what the hell? Like, who wakes up and thinks, today I shall craft my feces into dice? At first, people thought it was a meme, but no, this is biological fact. The wombat's digestive system is the only one on Earth with a personal vendetta against spheres. So why? Well, it turns out wombats use poop to mark their territory. It's like leaving little stinky post-it notes all over the place. But round poop that rolls away, not very ideal when trying to make a statement. Cubes, they stay put, stable, reliable, sturdy. Now how does this happen? Their intestines don't have tiny ice cube trays in there. Instead, their guts stretch and contract unevenly, like some kind of flesh-based origami machine. The last section of their intestine slowly molds the poop into perfect, crunchy little cubes. And this isn't just weird animal trivia. Engineers basically saw this and went, we can totally learn from this. So yeah, wombat butts have influenced robotics. That's where we're at as a species. Next time you're packaging something fragile or building a soft robot, just remember, somewhere in the outback, a wombat took a dump and humanity advanced. Number 3, your bones glow under UV light. You've seen glow-in-the-dark toys. Maybe you've walked into a club and thought, wow, my teeth look radioactive. But here's the kicker. Your whole skeleton glows under ultraviolet light. Yep, all of it. Not just your teeth, not just your fingernails. You, my friend, are secretly a walking rave stick under UV light. Human bones fluoresce, meaning they emit a ghostly glow, usually blue or green. It's not strong enough to shine through your skin and make you look like a sci-fi horror prop. But in the right conditions, say a forensic lab or an extremely cursed rave, it's very real. Why does this happen? Blame the proteins and minerals inside your bones, especially good old collagen. When UV light hits them, they react by releasing visible light. So basically, your bones throw a tiny little glow party every time the UV shows up. Scientists actually use this. Crime scene investigators, archaeologists, and apparently goth-themed biologists all exploit this spooky little quirk to find bones, even ancient ones. Some animals' bones glow even brighter, like reptiles, birds, and sharks. Because of course, why wouldn't a shark have glow-in-the-dark bones? That's just on brand. So next time someone tells you there's a light inside you, just know that they're more correct than they should be. Number 2. Octopuses have 3 hearts, and 2 of them stop when they swim. Imagine this. You're an octopus. You've got 8 arms, camouflage skills that would put a spy to shame, and oh yeah, 3 hearts. Here's how it breaks down. 2 of the hearts pump blood to the gills, while the third sends it to the rest of the body. Now here's the real twist. When an octopus swims, the 2 hearts that handle the gills, they stop beating. That's why octopuses prefer to crawl instead of swim. It's less exhausting. Oh, and if that wasn't alien enough, their blood? It's blue, because they use copper, not iron, to carry oxygen. So yeah, 3 hearts, blue blood, shape-shifting skin, and the ability to squeeze through holes the size of a coin. Octopuses aren't just animals, they're real-life sea wizards who looked at evolution and said, yeah, we'll take the bonus DLC. Number 1. Dogs can smell time. Yeah, not clocks. Time. Like some kind of 4-legged Doctor Strange with a tennis ball. Here's how it works. Dogs experience the world primarily through scent. And as time passes, the smell of a space changes. Sunlight shifts the air, heat rises, particles settle. Your scent in a room in the morning is literally different by evening. Dogs, they pick up on that shift. They know how old a smell is, which direction it's fading, and how long ago something was there. To them, scent has layers, and those layers equals a timeline. That's how some dogs can tell when it's almost time for you to come home. Not because they know the clock, but because your scent is fading at the same rate every day. It's also how tracking dogs can follow someone who passed by hours earlier. They're sniffing out a sequence, not just a trail. So yeah, while you're out here struggling to remember what day it is, your dog is over there smelling the literal 4th dimension. And that's a wrap. Upload done. Your brain just got 1% weirder. More facts coming soon. Subscribe so you don't miss them.